so inappropriate. I didn't, I mean, I really... Oh my God, I'm gonna need so much therapy.
I love movies. Movies, I'm a film critic, been that forever. They're my life.
It's a good thing you like movies.
I know.
Because that's what you're doing for a living.
I know.
Is you're writing about movies. If you hated movies, that would be terrible for the people who made the movies. Because then you'd say every movie stinks.
That's true. And I find that most critics are stuffy anyhow, but I'm not one of those critics. But there's movies that when they come on TV or whatever watching, that I have to sit down and watch the whole thing. And 3 of them are yours. American President, watch it from start to finish anytime it's on, and the greatest movie ever made, The Princess Bride. And then, of course, When Harry Met Sally. But as a guy who's into movies like you, is there ever a movie that you will sit and watch?
Yes. If I ever see The Godfather, 1 or 2, not Godfather 3, I pretend that Godfather 3 didn't happen. Only 1 and 2. But if Godfather 1 or 2 come on, I don't care where it is, I'm drawn right in and I'm watching.
Yeah. In this movie, is there any one of the complications of filming a movie slightly in the past of keeping the present out of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's delicate because, I mean, it takes place in 1997, which is, you know, just, it's sort of modern, but still almost 10 years old. We did it because The Graduate came out in '67, and we said this is 30 years later, and we wanted to make the chronology proper for how old everybody was. So that's why we said it in '97. But it is kind of weird. If you look, the cell phones, they're a little bigger.
They kept reminding me.
Yeah, they're a little bigger. There's a little few things that are just kind of let you know that it's not exactly. And even when Kevin Costner says, you know, about the coming internet revolution.
Search engine.
Yeah, you know, it's like real, you know, it's kind of just on the way. And we talked about, you know, they're going to, AOL and Time Warner are merging. Yeah. You know, it's going to change the, you know.
The whole concept of this movie I love, because as a guy that loves movies, it never even occurred to me that this could possibly, The Graduate could be a true story. And then I was just hearing that there is a real Mrs. Robinson. So
yes.
How did this whole thing spawn to be?
Well, it came to be because Ted Griffin, who wrote the original screenplay, was from Pasadena, and he had heard all his life growing up that the book, The Graduate, by Charles Webb, and the movie that was made out of it was based on real characters. So that rumor was spreading throughout Pasadena. So he said, well, what about the idea of positing the notion that these characters are the ones that were really based, you know, they're based on The Graduate.
I seem to have, I remember, did you work with Shirley in the past?
Well, I might have worked with Shirley in the past, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
You know, she's been in had many lives. She's lived in many paths.
Okay, that's true, yeah.
So I could have worked with her, but I'm not, I wouldn't swear on it.
I just seem to remember some kind of connection.
No, we've never worked together, but we have certainly known each other over the years.
She's my last interview today, and I'm quite honestly, I'm very scared to talk to her.
You are?
Yeah, because...
Don't be scared.
Well,
she's a very regular, down-to-earth person, even though she lived in different time zones.
I'm just so afraid that she won't like me. I mean, she's like a legend, you know, I mean, with the movies and everything, and I'm like...
Well, you know what you should say to her when you sit down to her? Say, Shirley, I'm scared you're not going to like me. And then she'll make you feel
That's a good way to start that?
Listen, she couldn't be more of a regular girl. There's a person who hung out with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. They wouldn't hang around with her unless she was somebody you could hang with. And she's very, very down to earth.
Do you ever get that like I am, where you're so somebody that you admire from afar? You don't have to name names or anything, and then you find out that they're just not what you expected them to be.
Every person.
Oh, really?
Every single person has let me down in my life. No, people are just people, you know. I mean, you always build up a bigger image of somebody, you know, when you haven't met them and you have certain views of them. Then you meet them, they're just people.
Yeah. So as a director, what is it about a script that we were talking about drawing you in, what is it that I want to direct this? What is it that...
Yeah, well, in this case, this script found me. I didn't find it because they had been shooting for 2 weeks, and they shut the production down, and they threw the film out, and they said, could you come in and help out and see if you can resurrect this and make it work? So that's what I did. So it kind of found me. I sneezed. Thank you very much.
Probably caught it from me.
No, I didn't.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.